share with you our dances, our songs, our culture, and learn about your country while you're learning about our country. I'm first going to teach you how to say hello in Russian. It is Привет. Please repeat. I hear something like that. That's Привет. That's good. I'm going to ask you to travel back in time to our capital of Russia, which was Moscow, and meet our cast. Russia is the largest country in the world, and we have many, many interesting neighbors. Some of our neighbors, or the largest neighbors, are the Chinese. And I'm going to invite this princess to you, Lorna. She comes to you from Moscow. She just greeted you with a tray of bread. No, it's not that we haven't had lunch yet. This is a very special ceremony reserved for honored guests who come to your house, and since you're at our performance, this is an honor to have you here, and we greet you with the bread and salt. Lorna is wearing a dress called a sarafan. The name of this word comes to us from our neighbors, the Iranians or Persians. The word means covered from the neck to the toe. The style of this dress comes to us from our neighbors, the Chinese. It's made of gold thread, embroidered in pearls, silver, gold, semi-precious stone, precious and semi-precious stones. The style of these long hanging sleeves is called a mandarin sleeve, and the mandarins at one time were the rulers of China. On her head she's wearing a crown called a kokoshnik. She's a princess, so she can wear a crown. The style of this crown comes to us also from our neighbors, the Chinese, but we changed it around a little bit. So if you lived where we live a long time ago right now, you in New Jersey, the girls in New Jersey would wear one style of this crown. They make up their own style. And I know you have a hat contest today, so you could really do a lot of these. And we, from California, where we live now, would have another style. By the way, this crown weighs 45 pounds. Not anything you'd want to sit through a long dinner at. Thank you very much, Spasibo. I also live in our capital, Moscow, a long time ago, and because it's a long time ago, it gets to be quite cold. We have no central heating, but I'm also a princess, so I get to wear a lot of my jewels on the outside of my clothes that I would normally wear in the street because it's just as cold inside the house. Not to be outdone by my friend, I have pearls and diamonds on my coat. I have rubies in my hat. The veil here has silver thread. And I've got these long sleeves dangling around. Why do you suppose I have those sleeves? Cool. My arms aren't that long. I'd look pretty silly if I had arms that long. Let me answer you with a question. It gets very sunny in New Jersey. And how many of you own baseball hats? Raise your hands. Put your hands down. English is not my first language. I've been here a little bit longer than the rest of our company. So I want to be sure we're speaking about the same things. Baseball hats are the ones that have the visors that shield your eyes from the sun. Is that correct? Yes? Why are you wearing them backwards? Cool. I thought you're Martians with eyes behind your head. No? Well, it's cool in style to wear your hats that way. Where I come from, it's cool to have these sleeves dangling around. They're called lazy sleeves because you can't do anything with them. They get in the way. Half the time you've got to tie them up behind your back, but it's cool to have them around. So you see, nothing really changes. You cover your eyes and the back of your head with visors, and we have sleeves that get in the way that do everything. But not everyone is rich in our country. We have people just the same as you do. Some were richer, some were poorer. Life was very hard a long time ago. I'd like to ask you to imagine living without running water, without electricity, without cars, without microwaves, without televisions, radio, movies, CDs, and no Nintendo. Oh, life was hard. house? Raise your hands. Everyone's hands should be up on this one. Yeah, I hope you all help with your home chores at home. Put your hands down. If you lived in a Russian village a long time ago, when you got up in the morning, the first thing that you would do is not hit the shower and eat and brush your teeth. You would have to get up, grab a bucket, and go somewhere to a river or well to get water for your family, because that was your chore as children. So imagine the whole auditorium here standing in line to get water. Lots of time was wasted. So I'd like to share with you what we did while we waited to get the water. Varenyo. instrument we call bubna. It's the same one. The next instrument that we brought is a multi-purpose or multi-use instrument. Now, you all know what that means. This is a multi-purpose. Let's go back to living without electricity and pretend that it's dark and windy and cold outside. We've got to go out. No headlights from the car, no gas lights, candles blowing out, no flashlights, no street lights, but you still have got to go about your business. So once a month, when the moon... good. I know that you have some very, very talented people here. You have quite a large orchestra from what your principal tells me. We're going to teach you the clapping that a lot of our dancing and singing is accompanied with. It's a particular type of clapping, and in order to teach you, you need to be sure that you all can keep the rhythm together. You've got to count at least till 3. Can you do that for me? Let me hear you. Except you need to do it in Russian. Can you do that in Russian? I'll teach you how to do this. This is a Russian assembly. Are you ready to learn how to count in Russian? Yes in Russian is da. Please say da. Da. It's short. Da. No is нет. Now you can answer yes or no or question. You have to do it in Russian.
Pull that out.
Are you ready to learn how to count?
Press the open button and pull it.
Da. There it is. I'm going to say the number in English, translate it into Russian, and ask you to repeat it. Here we go. 1 is раз. 2 is два. 3 is a bit harder, so pay extra attention. 3 is три. See you how to do it. Let's do it again. Раз, два, три. Our next artist has been here. Teachers, visitors, get ready to clap. Wake up in the front row there. Come on. Everybody rise up. Get ready. Get ready. And get ready. And раз, два, traditional competition dance. Please see how the dancers use their hands and their bodies as a percussion instrument for the clapping or kopushki that you just learned. The name of the dance is called Karoshka. continents, Europe, Central Asia, and Asia. The next dancer comes to you from one of our Central Asian republics. Brains and then make threads from them and then weave the clothing with the cloth and then make the clothes. A big problem were shoes. Summer was no problem because in the villages you could go barefoot and it's warm. In the fall, when it started getting rainy, if you were very poor, you made shoes from straw and from reed. And in the winter, boy, that was a problem. You either got frostbite or you saved enough money, but we're fortunate enough to get a pair of boots like so to keep you from being frostbitten. Our next dancer has got a pair of new boots just to come to New Jersey out of the past and is getting...
Добрый день! Good afternoon! How are you this afternoon? What's your name? Ali, this is my partner. Alочка, this is very polite Russian Alочka, okay? Please music.
Boys and girls, we, the artists of the Russian collection, consider ourselves very privileged and fortunate and honored to be living in your United States. This is a wonderful country of freedom where if you work hard and you get a good education, you can achieve your dreams and have a good life for you and your dearest. My artists are getting ready to take their citizenship examination, and they asked me a question that I really couldn't answer. I have to ask you, do you volunteer to come to school? And why are you here? It's the law? Well, what happened to freedom of choice? I thought this is a different country. You could do anything that you want to do. Well, it's the law. You know, it's a good law. And in our country, we have the same law. Our children have to get an education, and except that we work a little bit harder and we cram it into 10 years instead of 12. Now, there's an exception to this. If you would like to become an artist, such as a dancer, musician, singer, composer, you have to attend a special school to perfect your art. Now, you don't substitute one school for the other. You go to another school along with your regular 12 years of school. To become a professional dancer, such as we are, we go to school for 7 years and the other 10 at the same time. We're going to give you a crash course in Russian dancing in 3 minutes. Who'd like to do that? Put your hands down. Put your hands down. Here's how we're going to do it. We're going to choose volunteers. Now this is very important. Boys are going to go behind the blue line here. The girls stand right here where the red line goes. Now girls, when you come here, you need to make like airplanes. Put both hands out. If you're touching the person next to you, step in front of them or back of them. The reason is so you don't bump into each other. Okay, raise your hands if you want to come up here. And after the music starts again, we'll repeat it. My goodness, we're going to have the auditorium there. I think we're going to have to come back next year. So, get ready, spin, turn, and don't fall. Wow, you're great. Are you dizzy? Russian. At this time, I would like to introduce to you our very special artists. These artists not only come from what you've known as Russia or Soviet Union, now it's the Commonwealth of Independent States. They're all the directors of their own companies. In addition to that, each one of our 15 republics or states has an official designated dance company, such as you have athletic teams. The artists of these companies, particularly the stars of this company, are very honored and revered, the same as your top athletes and movie stars. I'd like to introduce them to you now because it's a rare privilege to have them perform for you. These people have toured worldwide. Our very special guest artist specializing in international dance, who has her own dance company, Lorna Zilba. From our capital of Moscow, from their state ensemble of Berezka, this gentleman is currently working in Las Vegas. He's joined us for the tour. From Berezka State Ensemble, Vitaly Rezhnиченko. The next gentleman comes to us from our state of Belarus, and it just so happens that your school superintendent, Mr. Starodub's family comes from the same town of Minsk. This gentleman was the director of their state ensemble, Alexei Prokoshin. Where are you, Alexei? Do you have a state called Georgia? We have a state, republic, country, also called Georgia. They've got one of the best dance companies in our land. And this man was a soloist, so he would be like your movie star. From Georgian State Ensemble, Timur Karidze. Each company has an artistic director who's like your principals, responsible for everything. The boss. Let's give our boss a big round of applause, Natalia Borisova.